friends, so I thought I would do a quick tutorial on how I make a voluminous braid crown. For this you will need a crimper. I did prep her hair with some Unite Refresher Spray. It's a dry shampoo just for a little extra volume, and she already has a heat protectant in from when we last washed her hair. But we're going through, I'm crimping each section of her hair. I did speed this up, but it happens pretty fast. It's a pretty fast process. And what this is going to do is give you some volume. Now she has fine hair, but she has quite a bit of it. So she needs a little more texture in there to be able to hold as long as I want it to, and to give us that really pretty volume at the end. So again, this is more of a foundational video of just how I prep the hair, and then I'll show you how to do the braid around. It is your basic Dutch braid starting at the side of the head. And of course at the end we'll pull it out just a little bit, but I will show the finished result real soon. So in this part, I'm using some Pop and Lock by Color Wow, and what that's going to do, it gives you this really pretty shine. It's like a serum with a little bit of hold that kind of just calms everything down. I take out the hair that I want to be our face framing pieces. I will curl those later on. Unfortunately, the last bit of this video didn't record, so I'll try to walk through as I can. So I'm basically finding a place for volume. You will have the braid go around the full head, but I do like to tease around the crown area just so it's not completely flat. So I take small sections from where I want that crown area to be. I spray it with Unite's Texturiza spray again for a little bit more grip. I over direct my section, and we really get a good compact tease in there. We don't go crazy, but the grit from the Texturiza and the compact tease gives me some really great volume. I just lay my sections on top of each other, and I go through and split it up into about 4 or 5 sections or so. I'm going horizontal down to about the top of the occipital bone right there, and then I bring it together. We kind of look at it, and then I split it from the side just to be able to blend it together a little better, so it's not all horizontal and cut off. We want it to go with the round of the head. So I spread it, I kind of test it out and play with it to see how much volume I'm going to get and where it's going to be. So here I'm going to start my braid. My braid is a Dutch braid, and we started right from the side, right behind the ear is kind of like where I like to start these. In most cases, her hair is layered and it's a little bit on the short side, so I find that right there is a lot easier for me to connect the braid once we finish it in the back. And so I will start braiding. I stand right in front of her and grab my pieces and just make sure that I'm going along with the shape of her head. Now again, on this side, be careful that you're not picking up your clipped down pieces. You just keep going with the round of her head and keep Dutch braiding. It's okay that it's a tight braid because we are going to deconstruct and pull apart, and that foundation of her crimped hair will help me get that nice volume without having to worry too much about a bunch of flyaways. I will still have some layers that poke out, and all of those can be bobby pinned, which is great. So you will see some pieces poking out here and there, not to worry. At the end, it's all about detailing and your bobby pinning. So we're making our way across her head. I did end up at some point right in front of her, standing right in front of her on this video, but I cut that out and started again on her side. But just so you know, I let all my clients know that I will be all up in your business to get this braid in, just to make sure that it's laying it down the way we want it to. So when I get to that back section, I pull it just a little bit where the volume's going to be, and we continue the braid all the way down. I'm going to spray some Texturiza in there one more time as I begin pancaking that braid out. And I start at the bottom to be able to loosen everything up. And I just like to go in and just really feel the hair, like feel what it wants to do, how much the give it's gonna, actually let you pull out. You will see the area for volume will get a little messy, but again, we can clean that up later. So now I'm just pulling everything apart and going right up the head. And you can see that crimped hair really lets you get some beautiful volume in there. We're just gonna keep pulling, keep pulling. And I want it to all be even, so it's quite a process to just keep pulling and back up, look at, what you're doing, look at your sectioning and kind of how it's turning out. I could literally stand here and just like pull apart all day. You get a different effect with everything. Some people too, they like how this looks. They like how the tighter braid looks. They like that super full voluminous effect. So make sure you're asking those questions when you are trying this out or doing it on someone else. But in this case, for me, the bigger the better. After I filmed this, I actually pulled it apart even more just because I just kind of like to test and see how big it will get. But you can see, again, like I said, she has very fine hair and it gets pretty big on us. So I grab my bobby pin for our detailing section. We're gonna clip those little hairs in there, make sure that they're all secure. And again, this is going to end a little abruptly because my last section didn't record, unfortunately, but you get the foundation of what I'm doing here. I'll post my end results, but you can see the braid crown is nice, voluminous, it's staying put in place, and I will hide everything in the end.